Kaya is a yearling. She's a filly, and she's a registered American quarter horse. In quarter horse words, we call her color sorrel. I know in other breeds she might be called a chestnut, but in quarter horse land, she's a sorrel. She's red. I thought it might be fun for us to document some of what we're doing now in the early stages of our relationship. Kaya has come to stay with me, be with me. She's my permanent partner, and she's been here for 4 days. So she got here on Sunday, and today is Wednesday. She got here Sunday afternoon, today is Wednesday. And the first couple of days were pretty rough for little Kaya. The mare that's in the stall next to her, Maxie, really gave her a hard time about being a member of her herd. Maxie is my herd leader, and she calls the shots around here when it comes to horse things. And she just decided that little Kaya needed to earn her place. Oh, that's a great stretch. And so she put her through the ringer for the first couple of days. So I haven't done a whole lot with her since she got here because I think she's tired. She's been running around quite a bit and just had a big change in her life, and not really didn't think that it was fair to try to ask a whole lot more of her. So what she has been doing, though, is learning about feed time routines and what life looks like at feed time here. And each time she comes in for a feed, my goal is to just make friends with her. She is, mostly tame. I can walk in and pet her. It's not about, taming her. But she doesn't necessarily have a lot of belief that I have a whole lot of good things to offer. She has never taken a treat out of a human's hand, and that's usually my go-to move, right? I'll come bearing gifts, and that'll be my go-to move for making friends with new horses. But that's not going to work with little Miss Kaya because she doesn't know what a treat is. And even my most sweet, delicious, gooey, molassesy treat, she has no interest in. She doesn't know how to take it out of my hands. So even when I put it in her bucket, she doesn't seem that interested. So I have to pull out some different moves. So what I'm going to do when I go in here is I'm going to try my best to pay attention to her level of discomfort. Right now, the state that her nervous system is in, I would call the comfort zone. When I walk in there, she's likely to wake up a little bit. And when that more alert state than what she's in right now is something that I personally call the window of trainability, right? It's not sleepy the way she is right now. She's just had a feed and everything's chill, and she's not having to worry about another horse, moving her off and things like that. So she's just relaxing, which is great. But there's not a lot of learning that happens in the comfort zone. So my goal is to explore her window of trainability while at the same time trying my best to avoid her self-defense mechanisms, right? So I don't want to ask anything of her that would cause her to be defensive. And the biggest thing I'm proving to her in this process of approach and retreat for confidence is that I'm observant. What she needs to know in order for her to feel good about me being around her is that I can see, hear, and smell similarly to her. I can't, but I'm going to try really hard. Oh, that's really sweet. I'm going to try really hard to make sure she understands that she has some agency here, right? That I'm not just going to force things upon her, that I want her to understand and be accepting, and we'll take our time when that is what is required from her, okay? So the fact that she was, having a little sleep over there and then decided to come up and check me out is a good sign. Like I said, she's tame and she's friendly enough. It's easier for us to have these interactions when she's in a stall than when she's out in the herd. But all I'm trying to do right now is explore the window of trainability, retreat when she seems to be trying to tell me that I've advanced too much, and by doing so, prove to her that I'm observant, but also understanding that confidence grows when we retreat, not when we approach. All right? When we approach, the goal is to find the edges of the window of trainability. If I retreat before I pop her into self-defense mode, then she'll develop resilience. The window of trainability will widen. But if I advance too much and prove to her that I'm not observant and pop her into defense mechanisms, then I'm going to wire her to be stressed out. And that comes in all kinds of shapes and forms. It can come in the form of a horse shutting down and disassociating from the situation, right? So it looks like the horse is accepting when really they've just disassociated. So that's what this whole session is going to be about. It'll only last, 5 minutes or so. I have no intention of, having a big long session here with her. But the goal is to explore the window of trainability and prove to her that I'm observant and that she has a say, right? That there's agency for her in this conversation. Good. So I come in, and instead of moving away from me, she moves towards me. That's a good sign. That's a good place to get started. She turns her nose to me in an effort to explore what I might be up to, and I offer her the back of my hand. A lot of trainers call that the horseman's handshake. And if she touches me first, which she already has, then that gives me a little bit of a green light. Then I can start exploring, can I touch you? A really good place to start is right here on the withers. This is spot on their body is often referred to as the drive line. Anything they perceive to be pressure in front of the drive line might cause them to back up or to yield their forehand away from me. Anything that they perceive to be pressure behind the drive line might cause them to move forward or yield their hindquarters away from me. Right now, I want her to notice that my energy is down. I have a friendly feeling in my body, and that all I want to do is pet her. So if I approach her right on the top of the withers there on the drive line, then I have a better chance of not accidentally causing her to move away from me. So she kind of wandered off there. I don't feel like she left me because I put too much pressure on her, but for now, that's perfectly okay. She's just, still getting used to her stall and what happens at feed time and all those things. So there is oh, no, she's just checking out Maxie. I'm going to go straight to the drive line again, have a happy, relaxed feeling, and then retreat before I cause any defensiveness. Good girl. Straight to the drive line. Good. Oh, good. So now that we've established that I can walk up and you don't need to move, I'm going to look for itchy spots. So because I can't use treats as my go-to move, I want her to know that I have the ability to itch her in places that she can't reach. Good. Oh, there's a bug bite right there. Good. Okay, so now this interaction has a chance of causing her to have a positive association with seeing me. I want you to notice that I'm holding my ground, right? She's leaning into me because the itching feels good, but I'm not backing up. If I yield my space to her, then I'm going to teach her to push into me. I don't want to teach her ever, ever, never to lean, pull, or push. I don't mind her being close. That's all well and good, but I'm not going to yield my ground. I'm just going to stand my ground. I don't have to do anything, dramatic. I'm just wanting to love on her. That's a good girl. Schnooky. Ooh, is that a good spot? I'm just looking for any spot that might cause her to enjoy what I'm doing. It's been hot. The bugs are still pretty terrible. It's mid-August here in southern Iowa. Ooh, is that a good spot? Ooh, that's a good spot. That's it. Oh, I found it. Good deal. Good deal. Okay. All right. So that's all I really wanted to do with her today, is just spend enough time with her to give her a reason to look forward to seeing me. I hope you found that useful, and I'll talk to you again real soon.